Greetings, salutations, happy Tuesday, July the 14th, 2026. Welcome to Backstage, the daily show for entrepreneurs, founders, builders, and visionaries ready to stop waiting in the wings and let their stories power their growth. I'm so happy you're joining me today, and it's good to be back. It's Tuesday. I wasn't on yesterday. There's just a lot going on, okay? Excuses, but there really is. It's exciting stuff. I've got a new partnership that I will be soon talking about with great excitement. Not ready to do that yet, but literally within the next couple of weeks, I think I'll be able to announce publicly a new partnership with a fantastic organization doing great work, and I'm just so pleased and excited to be part of that organization's future growth plan and just again very meaningful work. So, what is giving you meaning today, and what are you grateful for? Here's what's on my mind today. I think a lot about storytelling, and look, these trends that come and go. You hear, storytelling's hot, personal branding is hot. It's largely driven, in my view, by social media, especially social media marketers. And I don't think that we give enough attention to the role of social media marketers in driving these narratives, because that's what they do. So if you go on LinkedIn and you have a LinkedIn marketer, they're driving a lot of the narrative that you're going to see about what's hot on LinkedIn and what's not. And they should. I'm not saying they're doing something wrong. Okay. I'm just saying we need to put these things in perspective. So social media marketers, and especially the ones who are really good at it, they're kind of driving narrative. Oh, this is in, this is out, etc. Whether carousels are working on LinkedIn or not, nowadays, what the algorithm is pushing, etc., etc., etc. Some of that stuff is useful strategically, tactically, I should say. But there's also another truth that I think is important to keep in mind, and that is that storytelling has never not been relevant. Never. From the dawn of our existence as human beings, it's one of the things that we do that other animals don't do as well or at all, is give meaning through story. That's what we do. We share the story. So there's nothing new about story, but also there's nothing new about a trend, really. Maybe what people are talking about using certain words, but through all of these changes, story is story is story is story is story. And when we talk about brand, underneath brand, and there are some nuanced differences, but underneath brand is essentially reputation. What do people think of you, your company, whatever it is? We can talk about brand, personal brand, business brand, whatever. At a certain level, it just means your reputation. So reputation has always been relevant too. So none of this stuff is new. And so I don't get very caught up in those nuances, to be honest. I just think it's a waste of time. Now, here's what I think. I'm not saying that because if you follow or you are a social media marketer and you write and post and do all of that on social media marketing, great. It's important work. We just have to remember that there really isn't anything new under the sun. It's just different contexts. Okay. So what's on my mind? For those of you out there thinking, all right, I don't know, how do I break through? How do I do anything original? Maybe you're putting out social media posts using AI tools, and that it looks like every other post. That it's cookie cutter. It's grist for the mill, as it were. Let me just share with you stuff you already know, but through my eyes, that might help you. These are the three things that I think are critical. These are three things. They aren't not the three things, because there's actually more than three things. But these are three things I think are absolutely critical on a daily basis in order for me to fight the problem with essentially atrophy creative atrophy. That's the issue that I think we're really, in danger of, is getting atrophy with AI tools. AI tools are very useful. I use them a lot. So this is not an anti-AI tool thing, but here's the thing. Be careful of the atrophy creatively. And if you're curious about creativity, I had a podcast episode, The Bigger Stage, with Jeremy Sirota, Chief Commercialization Officer of Suno. He was the former CEO of music licensing, global music licensing company called Merlin. Also a lawyer, truly one of the most intentionally creative people that I've ever met. And I think what I respect about him a lot, well, one of the things, is that he intentionally curates creativity. He has questions he asks himself and others. He really builds it into his system. And I think he does that because he recognizes that creativity is a muscle and it can atrophy and it can grow. And so here's one of the things that I think is really important. I think it's to get quiet. When I'm feeling stunted, frankly, turning off everything, podcasts, music, television, whatever you're watching, YouTube, turn it all off. Get some quiet. Give your brain some space. It's really, I think quiet is like oxygen for a fire. And if you cut the oxygen off the fire goes out. Quiet acts like that for me. Now you may say, I don't work that way. Okay, fine. I'm just sharing what I have realized. It happened this morning, actually. I was struggling with I'm doing a presentation, and it's not the first time I've done it, but it's not that I'm unhappy with the presentation, but I want to make it better. So I turned everything off and allowed my brain some space. And guess what? Some ideas came. So I've already got some ideas for how to make it better. And that was simply just turning off all the noise. Allow your mind to wander. Now, I don't mean just distracted wandering like, oh, bright, shiny object. Go into that space. If you read the Narnia books years ago, I thought those were brilliant at creating that, the imagery of the doorway into another world. I always think about that. Having a doorway that you open in your mind to, okay, I'm in a place of wonder. What does it look like? Are there memories there? Where do I fit in this? Who else is in there? What am I curious about? So allow your mind to wander in the silence and create a memory or access a memory and start working with it. And the way we start working with it, and this is number 3, is by asking ourselves questions. What do I see? What does this mean? What can I learn from this? What did I learn from this? How has my perspective changed? If you're accessing a memory of something, how has it changed for me? What other things could it mean? How might I look at it different? Right? Any of those types of questions work. If it's a vision for the future, what am I missing? Because here's the thing I learned years ago is that from my mentor, your brain will focus on whatever you point it at. So if you point it at this world and start prompting your brain, it's going to produce results, but you got to let it have enough space to actually produce it. If you go into ChatGPT, you put a prompt in, you use high thinking, right? Not low and instant, but high. So it's going to go research. But then you close the browser, you're not going to get a response. So keep the browser of your brain open, ask yourself questions, and enjoy the ride. Those are really the 3 things. So make everything quiet, allow your mind to wander, and ask yourself some questions. Point your brain, and I guarantee you, if you give it enough space and time, your mind will produce. Now, I have also found that when I do that, the answer may come the next day, come later, who knows when. But again, once you put the prompt out, it's why it's a ridiculous, it's almost a dad joke. I call it MattGPT, right? It's me. I have a brain and I need to use it. And if I don't use it, if I suspend the use of my brain and put everything into AI to produce a response, it looks good. I mean, even if you put a fraction in and say, produce this, it looks okay, but that is just not smart to do that. I don't want to have an atrophied brain. I'll tell you that right now. Talk about going into obscurity. That's a fast way to do it. So I just encourage you to take your brain to the gym. It's a beautiful place to be. What can you do today to work that brain and the creative part of you? Let the tools do the projects, the tasks. Put your brain to work with its most beautiful, creative, connecting, brilliant, purpose. And I think that'll serve us all. All right, that's all I got for today. Please be good to yourself and others. Share this podcast with another builder and visionary. And we will check back again with you tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.